security principle is legislation and justice for nuclear security. Law and regulation for nuclear security must be provided by each state to prevent of theft, sabotage, and unauthorized access, illegal transfer, or other malicious acts involving nuclear and radioactive material or their associated facilities. There are some points that we must consider. First is legislation of nuclear security must be established and tightened to prevent unwanted things from happening. Responsibility for security should be performed by each state. Security systems at the national level will contribute to be strengthened and more universal system of nuclear security at the international level. Next point is the enactment of a national legislative framework covering the use of nuclear energy and ionizing radiation is a vital element in establishing the institutions and rules necessary for the safety management of these technologies. The legislation must be transparent and clearly understandable with easy access to prevent relevant provisions for both for stakeholders and the general public. Next, one structure for a comprehensive nuclear law that may provide useful guidance is first, title of law. Next, table of contents that contain objectives of the law, scope of the law, definitions of key terms, the regulatory authority, authorizations.
Okay, Assalamualaikum. Next, I will talk about the drafters of an initial legislative proposal. Should firstly identify the key terms that require precise definition in a separate section. Next, clearly assign institutional responsibility for each regulatory activity in order to avoid confusion. Next, ensure that the legislative language is sufficiently clear about which activities are covered and which procedures must be followed in order to comply with the law. Next, to ensure that the legislation contains clear provision for dealing with disagreement and with violation of regulation, such as conflicts of jurisdiction between agencies, appeal by operators against regulatory decision, and the punishment of willful violators of regulation. Next, to ensure that the legislation makes it clear how the financial costs of various activities will be met, such as through general tax revenues, licensing fees, or financial penalties for violation. Next, to ensure that the legislation contains provision for the orderly implementation of new or revised arrangements, such as delay period before entry into force or phasing in over an extended period. Next, to ensure that the legislation contains provision for the treatment of activities being carried out and facilities being operated in accordance with earlier standards, such as the exemption of certain activities and facilities from certain requirements.
At Malaysia, all offence might be referred to Act, Atomic Energy Licensing Act 1984, Act 304. Commit an offence under this act is a conviction liable to imprisonment for a term not exceeding 5 years or fine not exceeding 5,000 ringgit or to both. Okay, next, under the Act under 304 state that any person who contravenes any of the provision of this Act commit an offence under this Act, and any person who commit an offence under this Act on conviction where no penalty is expressly provided, therefore liable to imprisonment for a term not exceeding 10 years or a fine not exceeding 100,000 ringgit or both. When an offence under this Act is committed by a body corporate, every person who at the time the commission of the offence was the director of officer at the body corporate commits that offence, provided that nothing in the subsection shall render any such person so liable if he prove that he is exercised all due diligence and took all reasonable precaution to prevent the commission of such offence, and that such offence was committed without his knowledge, consent, and convenience.